What is going on? I'm zmoT. We have got some of those beautiful heavy Choppas. By the way, have you ever zoomed in? They're kind of cool looking. Just the bubble windows. And anyways, we're going to jump over onto gearheart, have a quick look, see if we can use these things somehow, some way. Now, Doom Cannon, boom, surprise, shock blasters, not going to be super duper friendly to these yellow school bus type dealios. Also, zmo's not going to be awesome for when we're trying to hack things, but going to the right looks like a reasonable thing to do. So we're going to just lighten things up a little teeny tiny bit here by dropping Everspark right about there. We're going to press the hack button. She already selected the rocket launcher. Now, Everspark does hack a little bit slower if you don't use a flare, but we've got nothing even close to us, so we should be able to let her pop out of smoke, throw that hack, and then we'll throw the smoke over top, and then I'm going to risk it. She's going to step out of smoke. Oh, no, she's going to die. zmo to the face, right like that. I thought for sure we'd be okay, but instead we screwed things up, and things are not going super duper well at the moment. So not a great start, but we should still be able to recover and get rid of some things. I'm going to use all of my gunboat energy on this laser right here because I can't think of anything else to do. And then we're going to retreat in a second, and you're thinking to yourself, why the heck are you retreating? I don't want to waste diamonds. I think we should be able to take this down without using troops for all the attacks. Your mileage may vary, as they say in the YYMV style of, what are those things called? Come on, Everspark. No. Thought for sure I could maybe sneak her up there. Do it with no flare again and no smoke, but it didn't work out. So we're going to hack that shock launcher. Like I said, I don't really have a plan at this point. We're going to go right eventually, and then maybe, just maybe, I can, like, go, like, I don't really have a plan. I'm going to throw a smoke on top of Everspark. I'm going to go 1 and 2 into there. And then I'm just going to hold out here for a second, and then eventually click that flare button and throw a shock on top of all of those zmos, and hope that somehow, some way, Everspark cannot get shot. Shot in the face yet again. So I thought maybe just my smoke path was not good. The plan would have worked, but the smoke path was not a good one. So at this point, we're going to drop Everspark, and we're going to bring in her Critter Swarm because Critter Swarm is going to be more helpful for us. And then we're just going to see if we can walk through all this stuff using some zookas, some Everspark. Oh, and by the way, I forgot we need to get rid of that thing over on that side. Once we've accumulated some critters, we can start bringing in our heavies. Bringing in our heavy choppers right now would be not an awesome approach because of cannons. But we have decided... Did I use all my gunboat energy last battle? I'm not sure that I actually did. So now that left-hand side, I always get lefts and rights mixed up on Boom Beach for some reason. That left-hand side laser is gone. We're just going to try our darndest to walk all of these troops through all of these cannons and things. Now, just a quick note. Using heavy choppas against buildings like cannons and zmos and things, not super duper smart on my part, because high damage single shot buildings just ruin all of the things. I mean, all of our heavies are just going to get shot square in the face, but we should still be okay simply just based on the critters slowing things down and all of the heavies getting pooped out of their heavy choppas. I mean, the fact that all of our heavy choppas are still alive is kind of amazing to me, but I think we're going to be okay just cruising through all of these buildings. I probably should retreat about now because we're getting fairly low on zookas. We're going to start to lose some of those heavy choppas fairly quickly. But I think the zmos should be targeting A, the critters, and B, our zookas. Starting to get fairly low on zookas at the moment. But look at this, just cruising on in. And that shock launcher, if we can get that down, that would be magical. Like, the shock launcher is targeting on most of those heavies, and now we're just going to run the heck away. I'm going to throw a smoke onto our zookas to try and save them, but let's be honest, they're not going to get saved because zmos see through smoke. clearing the entire right side, losing 0 heavy choppas. Now, I've heard at least one complaint from people saying that heavy Choppas HQ18, HQ19 not super strong. I think it really depends on how you deploy them, what troops you use with them. On their own, sure, they don't have all the damage because your heavies are low level, but with a little bit of backing and a little bit of statue support, they're pretty darn great, showing right there. Now, I do have troop health. That's going to help dramatically. It's going to help at least 35%. And now you saw there that that laser right there is going to come into play. It's going to ruin things a little bit. So we need to be very, very, very cognizant of where the heck we send Everspark and the gals. Going to drop Everspark way over here. We're going to send her in this direction, and then we're going to send our heavy Choppas with them. Now, that Doom Cannon shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. But I'm going to send all my troops back into there. And now, as we go, I am not going to use shocks. I'm just going to throw all of my gunboat energy towards that laser. And if we can hit the Doom Cannon at the same time, that could be a nice little bonus for us. Now, we should get a great accumulation of heavies as we hang out in this back corner. Also, we're going to get all sorts of critters out. So probably a waste using that critter swarm because those machine guns are going to eat most of those critters, but you see those zmo's are shooting the critters on occasion, so maybe not the worst thing. Hopefully Everspark lives through all of those zmo's. I think she should, simply because zookas should have less health than her, but we're just going to focus on getting rid of this laser bit by stinking little bit. And look at this, we've still got all of our zookas, and we've got all sorts of heavies out front. So this plan, these heavy Choppas just making this somewhat easy. Not having to use smoke, not having to go anywhere near anything. But we're getting awfully, yep, see, there we go. Remember how I said we needed to worry about that laser? Here we go, get rid of that laser. That should clear things up. A couple zookas are off to that left-hand side. They're going to get at least 1 or 2 buildings. And then look at this, just clearing all the way in to the core. Those heavies, Choppas, doing fantastic work. Now, I'm kind of tempted to retreat at this point, because otherwise what's going to happen is that Doom Cannon, those shock blasters, are going to make things very, very difficult for us. We've got at least 1 more attack. I'm not exactly sure how many we have, but not a ton of troops lost, and doing some good clearing. And at the very worst, we've gotten 65 gears minimum, so you're going to pick up most of the rewards. Now, I don't tend to talk about the rewards all that much. Let's have a quick look here. You see, I can't even tell you what the rewards were because it's too late for that. That seems wrong. We are going to get, they only show, oh, because I've already completed it. Duh. Okay, let's have a look, see what we've gotten for rewards. So we got those we don't care about. Already got all of the stone. That stone is going to be super useful, even for max level players. Stone, I find, when upgrading landing crafts, stone seems to be a bit of a stumbling block, so do attack gearheart if you're looking to upgrade those landing crafts even, because it's going to help you get all the extra resources that maybe you can't get from clearing your map. I know a lot of people have kind of stopped doing gearheart because you don't get a ton of rewards for it, but you do get a little bit extra there that it could be very helpful. So we're going to bring all of our heavy Choppas in. I am going to be dropping all sorts of critters, trying to help keep our heavy Choppas alive. If your heavy Choppas arrive early, you can end up losing them, so make sure that your heavies do get there in a reasonable amount of time. Our zookas coming in super duper late. Not the end of the world, though. They're going to bring us the damage in behind that big meat shield that the heavy Choppas deliver for us, and then we should be able to just cruise on in. Might as well shock those boom surprises, because otherwise they're going to eat through some of our heavies, and I'm not entirely sure if they target heavy Choppas or not, but that's something to keep an eye on as well. So throwing decent shocks right there, getting a shock blaster and 3 boom surprises. Pretty decent value shock there. And now our zookas are just clearing all the way through all of this stuff and getting some good damage there. So zookas clearing the shield and clearing some defenses around. You see right there, for example, those zookas taking down that shock blaster. It's amazing how long one heavy can distract a single shock blaster. Like those that one heavy lasted for like 4 rounds of a shock blaster shooting. So use those heavy Choppas, get them out there, even if you're struggling somehow, some way with them on a lower level account. They can be very, very useful. We lost so far a total of 0 heavy Choppas. That number's about to change here in the next couple seconds, but maybe, just maybe, we'll throw one smoke on that puppy just to give it a little bit of a rest and try to keep that alive. I kind of doubt we're going to be able to keep it alive long enough, but let's throw one more smoke out there just in the hopes that maybe, just maybe, we can go this entire battle without losing a single heavy Choppa. That would be nearly amazing. So do use those heavy Choppas, but be aware that you have to drop some damage in behind them, get some form of a damage. I like zookas. Bombardier's also a great option. But of course, not all levels have bombardiers, just like all levels don't have a bullet. Speaking of bullet, this would be a great one for bullet because there's no grapplers anywhere in sight. Uh-oh, need to get that smoke back out, barely saving that heavy Choppa. We lost 0 heavy Choppas, very, very few zookas, and very, very few diamonds used with some terrible hacking skills. So I only used, I think, 3 attacks with troops. Maybe even 2. Let's just double check that because my memory is not what it once was. Let's have a quick look here. So 10 minutes ago, we used gearheart. We used Everspark against her mom all by herself, Everspark all by herself. And again, if you're on the brink of not taking this down, don't retreat. Just keep your troops in there with her. And then 1, 2, 3 attacks. Actually used 5, which is very, very rare for me. Anyways, we are going to pause right in here. I'm going to give you some speed serum tunes, and then we're going to come back with a max level account and see what we can do with this puppy. Okay, so this account is in Random Task Force number 7. Thank you for all of you who sent me invitations. I am going to be doing this. Now, this task force actually is doing deep cut for the first time, and they had never seen hardcore before, and they had never seen barbed wire. So I managed to be like 4% useful, giving them some tips of how to take it down. Let's go like this. We are going to use Mr. Kevin Kavan, and we're going to use Scorchers and heavy Choppas. Is this a good combo? No, I don't recommend this, but I just love the sheer and utter ridiculousness of it. So we're going to drop these puppies over here, then we're going to bring some Scorchers in, and you'll notice that we don't have enough gunboat energy to do all of those things, of course, so things are going to get ugly a little bit. I'm going to hold a couple seconds, waiting to bring Kevin Kavan a little bit later on, and then we're going to bring all of our Scorchers. This is a waste of gunboat energy like crazy. We're also sending Scorchers up against all sorts of cannons, which is not a great idea whatsoever, as I said earlier, with the heavy Choppas against cannons, but what the heck. These troops are both super duper overpowered ridiculousness, so we're going to try our darndest to send the most ridiculous troops we can against them, and then I'm just going to keep pumping that second wind, and out of curiosity, see how far these things can go. Now, Kavan, you see there, we've got some rifles. As those heavies start to die, though, we're going to start to send some heavies against those buildings. So I'm kind of amazed that Kavan is still alive with all of those zmoTs. I assume that means the zmoTs were shooting Kavan's riflemen. We have lost a total of 0 troops so far. We've used 0 smokes, 0 flares, 0 skills whatsoever. And we are just cruising towards the core, clearing every single building in this neighborhood. Like, look at that right-hand side. We've already cleared 71 buildings. That was a little bit of good timing, actually, because that was the exact number we cleared after like 4 attacks on the low level. And now we're just going to send all of this stuff in and amongst all of those buildings. Could we have cleared the core? Probably, but I kind of sort of want to do that save the core silliness because I haven't done it in quite a while. Now, we have lost 2 Scorchers. and probably lost Kavan in the process. It tends to be if you use Scorchers with Kavan, you end up getting Kavan shot in the face due to the exploding Scorchers. I can't see his corpse lying anywhere, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. We'll move away a little bit just so that we can see if he's still alive or not. Where the heck are you, Kavan? Now, don't think I've ever been able to do a save the core all in one attack, so if we can pull this off, it will be the first time ever. Now, I am going to drop all of my gunboat energy, because if you want to do a proper save the core, you need to clear every single mine as well. Now, we've got 1.5 minutes still going. Where is Kavan? Is Kavan still alive? If you guys can see Kavan, this is kind of like that Where's Waldo moment. I don't see him anywhere. That means he's got to be alive, doesn't he? Maybe send me a screenshot if I've complete... Oh, there he is right there. Right there. So Kavan did not make it. Not a huge surprise there. Most of our troops are still alive somehow, some way. We have lost 1 Scorcher from each boat just to keep things nice and even. And we have lost 0 heavy Choppas. Our Scorchers are starting to die slowly, bit by stinking little bit. Now, I hope that all of our critters die, because if our critters don't die, they might end up taking down the core, and that would be very, very, very bad, because we, at this point, are at 149 cells. We need to do the victory lap. We've got 28 seconds. Is that going to be enough time? Not entirely sure. Come on, get that victory lap going. Can we complete the entire save the core in one battle? It looks like we are going to be able to do that. Come on. All of the troops have done a complete lap around the core, and now it just comes down to timing. 4, 3, 2, 1. So close. Oh, that was surprisingly fun, actually. So we have managed... I wonder how much health there was. Now, had I have not smoked those critters, it might have actually gotten it down. Let's have a look here. 10,000 health. That is so unfortunate that we didn't get it down. So every single mine, every single building, and almost the victory lap. So no need to do a victory lap at this point. We're just going to send Kavan out there. He can get all of the troops, all of the second wins, and then maybe just a critter just because. So showing off the sheer and utter ridiculousness and power that comes with HQ24 plus. I think we're on 25. I feel like I've completely and utterly forgotten what HQ levels we're at this point. What am I at? I am at HQ25. Will there be an HQ26? I don't know, but I suppose it is possible. Not sure what they do for the bases, because we're now at iron, because diamond would look tacky. But anyways, that is all for me. War Factory down on 2 different level accounts. Let me know how you did it. Try for the save the core. Also, maybe don't use Scorchers mixed with your heavy Choppas. Maybe you could pull that off a little bit faster. Anyways, that is all for me. As per always, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what is new with you. If you have anything exciting or questions about Boom, also throw them in there. I shall talk to you soon. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Throw that code in your creator boost because it does expire. And I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm zmoT. Peace.